Right, here we are. Hi, everybody. Richie here from Feeling Blegh. And today I'm joined with Skinchanger.
Oi, oi.
Guys, how we doing?
Yeah,
good, man.
how's it going?
Yeah, it's all good. Thank you very much. So tell us about yourselves. Tell us who Skinchanger are.
Skin
Okay,
changer
you
is
boys
us.
Skinchanger is us. Yeah, so Skinchanger, it's me, Jamie, and Ryan. Jamie Gray, Ryan Baxter, James Toppin. Yeah, I think to be honest with you, mate, like these boys have more of a backstory to Skin before I turned up and before I kind of joined what is the band now. There's a lot more to it, and boys, if you want to explain that, you're more than welcome. But yeah, there's a bit of history here, man. Like, yeah.
Jamie, do you want to?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So me and Ronski Baxter have been playing together since we were 14, 15 in various groups and things. But the one thing that stayed consistent was that we always wanted to play together. And then sort of like pre-COVID, we really started to get Skinchanger sort of pushing and moving with demos and things, didn't we? It was always, we knew we wanted to be in a band together. And finding a drummer and a vocalist was an absolute nightmare. So we were, just recording drums with like MIDI and trying to get a vision together. And then it was tough. And then obviously with COVID, it really knocked us back. And then when things started to relax a bit, so a young man, James Chopping, we knew from high school, happened to move back to Norfolk from Brighton. And then the lines, the stars just aligned, didn't they? Because you spoke together, didn't you, boys, and got James in, and then that part of the package was sealed. But then we obviously, with the vocalist, it was just another, absolute milestone. So one day I just said, "Fuck it, I'll give it a go," and then
History, man.
And then now we're here. The band originally used to be a 4-piece, and now it's a 3-piece. And I think the thing that really pushed us to get out there was the very first gig we ever played, which was Metal to the Masses, because we were at that point, weren't we, lads? And then we said, like, we need to get out there, let's do it. Got to the final, and then from then Skinchanger's just been building and been rolling, and we've been learning about ourselves musically. And I'd say that's a very quick snapshot of where the band came from, where it is.
What year was that you started with Metal to the Masses?
That was 2023,
24.
24.
24.
24? Okay.
24, man. Yeah. But it's 24. Because I remember, events had happened in the previous year for a lot of us, like a really difficult time, to put it lightly, in 2023. And like I remember it so well. It was 24 because my grandpops had also, bless him, just passed away like in early 2024. And these guys, I was in a state, like a really bad state. I'd lost someone incredibly important to me in 2023, and then lost my granddad soon after. And these guys were like, "Look, life's been shit for everyone. Like it had been a really difficult time." Like it was almost like, it sounds awful, but you kind of got that, like, we've got nothing too much to live for at this point. We've got friends and family, we love that, but it was like career-wise and fulfillment and like what we actually wanted to do wasn't being met. I think those needs weren't being met, and I very much had the attitude of like, fuck it, let's just try. A lot of self-doubt, I think. If I'm being honest, I think we'd all agree to that. Like we all kind of thought, we love our music, but will anyone else? And and then from that, it was this opportunity. You don't see it so much as an opportunity at the time. You think it's a local competition, and it sounds arrogant, but it was more in the case of it's a local metal competition. Like how big can this get us, or where can it get us to? And I think I don't think we ever expected to get the reception that we're getting now. Don't get me wrong, we're not doing millions of records, but the general consensus is that people enjoy the music too. And I think that's the biggest thing for us, is that it gives us a lot of faith and hope, right? But I mean, I don't know how you boys perceive it, but that's certainly my perception. And like, came out of sort of a fire and the flame situation.
I definitely agree with that. I think we were becoming a bit too like perfectionistic before we did our first gig, and it was really that like lit a flame up our ass, so to speak. I think. I don't think we were expecting the reception that we got, and yeah, it's obviously such a rush that it's just addictive. We just knew from that point this had to be done. Do you know what I mean? And we've been cracking at it ever since. But yeah, we during those years, all three of us had some pretty horrendous shit happen, all separately. So it's been a sort of crutch in life, the band, to be honest with you. Just having music in our lives, and like we've got like a brotherhood where we can all really rely on each other. Like we are genuinely best mates, which just means that we're having so much fun doing this. Yeah, it's been brilliant so far. But I think you guys summed it up very well.
Yeah, I agree, man. Agree. But yeah.
Excuse me, sorry.
Yeah.
That's sort of, sorry, that kind of threw me, but it's quite a deep sort of
We
thing
are.
there, really.
We're a
yeah.
deep bunch of boys.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
But
We're very complicated.
the thing is, the thing I love about the band is that, and it kind of comes across with how we carry ourselves online as well, is that the music's really sentimental and deep, but at our core, we are three dudes who are absolute wind-up merchants, nerds, just having a giggle, you know. So I think that's also important to say. Like Skinchanger, I kind of see it as this deep project. It was born from a lot of pain, a lot of adversity, but really, I still believe I'm just a young lad.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, riffing out with his mates.
yeah.
So Skinchanger is deep, but you know, we can have a laugh.
It's like,
Yeah.
like it's finding. I think its birthplace was deep, right? But since we've started and we've gone down this road now for the last sort of 2 years, we've had so many laughs. We've been on trips together. We've gone and played gigs away. We've stayed away in hotels. We've dicked around. We've gone to Bloodstock. We've had like so many good memories. I think it's almost like a cathartic outlook, actually. It's weird when we talk about this, because I don't think about it often. Like, you know, it's just there. It's like family. You know, you don't really appreciate it until you take a step back and you can really view it for what it is. And it sounds over dramatic, but it's not, and I promise it's not. But if it weren't for these guys, I don't know where I'd be today. I don't know where I'd be today. Like, genuinely, there was a big period for me where like my mental health was spiraling downhill, and I think the power of finding the thing that makes you feel good enough, whatever it is, or feel accomplished, right? Like, it's just insane. Like, and that could be someone's art, that can be music, that can be filming, or whatever it is. It's so imperative to find it, because I think you can be in the literal darkest place of your life. You can be in what seems to be hell itself. And if someone's helping you just pull yourself back out of it or feel that way, fuck, it absolutely changes your perspective on things. Our relationships between the three of us have grown, as Ryan says, like, we're a brotherhood, and we mean that. Like, we will stand by each other. We've had situations where people have been, you know, in the past. I can think of one particular occasion where someone kind of said something untowards to one of us. We back them up, and we go, you know what I mean? It's a friendship that has like a real chain link to it. And yeah, if it wasn't for these boys, the music that we make, I don't know what I'd be doing. I'd be fucking miserable. I can tell you that, at the very least. Like, you know what I mean? Because like, you know, your full potential is not being realised. And even now, I still think we have so much growing to do. Part of me wishes we'd started this when we were like 15. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If we had all come together, we were really
that'd
young.
be
Maybe
awesome.
we'd be at this point now, leagues ahead. I don't know, but you know what I mean. I'm glad I've got these boys. I'm glad that, you know, we've gone this far, like, to where we are now, and we have a lot more opportunity on the horizon. We just got to get ourselves out there more, I think. You know,
Yeah.
but yeah, I hope you boys agree. But like, yeah, that's definitely my standpoint. Yeah,
You boys are all right. I mean,
I was just waiting for someone to do that.
Yeah.
fucking listen to him.
But you're right, short doses, and when we turn up, we play the gig, and then like I go home and sort of.
Yeah.
no, of course, Chops, you know, it's all love, brother. You know, and it's the same.
Yeah, beautifully
Exactly.
said, man.
So that to me is what makes the band that extra bit special. You know,
Yeah.
we're not just some guys who meet up once a week and don't talk in between and play music as, you know. I think that's what makes the band special, and I think people see that when we play live, because we're constantly engaging with each other, and you know, we'll always embrace each other before a show. And yeah, so
I mean, it's horrible to hear like you've all had your dark paths thing, but like it, the other side of that is it does sound absolutely fantastic that you've all had each other
Yeah.
to hold each other up and support each other and stuff, which is absolutely fantastic. You know, and like you say, like the bond you have, it sort of might have a dark background, but yeah, sort of that sort of helps to make it stronger, I suppose.
Yeah.
Definitely, in some ways, man. Like, don't get me wrong. I think we would all agree we'd rather have not dealt with those things, but it's more. I think you see it a lot, don't you, as well, in general kind of art. Like, if you're looking at like actors, if you look at artists, musicians, like oftentimes there's a bit of a history to the individual, or to the group or whatever. And you know, I think it's bittersweet, I think is the term, because like for me losing Jem and Grandad, it was very much a case of, you know, why am I doing this? Like I was so quick to shy away from things personally. Like these guys will tell you I'm an anxious mess, like genuinely. And like I would shy away from everything personally. And I almost felt like I owed it to them to prove a point, because they both believed in me as a musician. I always went on, you know, I want to do this, I want to do this. And then, so when the opportunity is presented to you, you fucking take it. Do you know what I mean? You take it and you shit yourself the entire time. Like you spend months anxious. And you know, our first few gigs, boys, if you can recall, like our first Metal to the Masses, holy shit. Like we spent like a good, I don't know, few months nervous generally. And then the week and a half leading up to it, we were all like really nervous. Do you know what I mean? And like, I remember being the day we were like shaky nervous. But now it's like it's kind of bread and butter to a degree, and I'm incredibly proud of where we're at. Like, you know what I mean? Like we've grown as people, and we've had an opportunity given to us, and you best be grateful for it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So make them proud. You know, make those people proud. Make people, you know, who believe in you proud. And I've got a lot of people here now who still believe, and I want to make them proud. You know what I mean? I'm not just some dude sat in an office. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you got something else to you. Yeah, live life for them. That's how I feel about things like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Exactly.
Which
so,
is
sorry, go on.
I was just going to say that's basically what Voyage is about, right? Our latest single. Sorry, I'm not trying to sneak a plug in there or anything.
Little plug there.
Yeah, but yeah, like we can be quite deep, but I mean, I think you can hear that in the music. But then there is some tracks that are less serious. But I think that all these individual experiences are what make up Skinchanger, really. Musically and lyrically, you know.
Yeah.
What was obviously like some of the stuff that you said you guys have gone through? Have you used a lot of that in your creative process? Whether it's just like like for instance, like James, like, you know, I would say venting, expressing like obviously his you know, sort of emotions for like losing his granddad and stuff, or
yeah, definitely, man. I mean, don't let me keep talking here. Like genuinely, it's you know what I mean. I feel guilty that I'm talking a lot, but I will speak on our behalf. There have been like 1,000 times, man, I want to say, where, you know, some days, so we rehearse all the time. Like we normally twice a week, if we can, maybe one, like a minimum once a week. And there'll be different moods, you know what I mean? Like naturally we're human, right? So you've gone through certain things, or especially closer to the time before we even got into Metal to the Masses, right? It was very much like volatile. You could come to mind some days, we all jam at my dad's, you know, or we go to Plug Studios or something in the city, and you might turn up and I may have been in bloody tears. Ryan might be having a hard time, you know. Similarly, we lost people in very similar circumstances. And Jamie was going through a lot at one period as well. And, you know, at the end of the day, like, one, we support each other first, but it's like, actually, I want to talk about this. I don't really want to talk about it. Like, I don't really want to have to sit there, frankly, on this kind of situation and go through what it is. But there's a way that you can kind of say to people and the world, like, fuck this, or I'm missing someone, or I feel a certain way. And like, so you kind of build, the track around that. A lot of it's jamming. And then we'll be like, cool, we're jamming, we find this sound we really like. And then we kind of apply a meaning to it afterwards, a lot of the time. Can work the other way around. But like, and the creative process for that has been phenomenal. Like, these boys and us, we'll sit there in a group and, like, line by line kind of construct things. And I might have a verse, Jamie's got the chorus sorted, Ryan's got another verse and a chorus, you know what I mean? So it's an equally creative procedure. We just understand that perhaps there's a topic, or there's like a particular thing that you're trying to get across. Voyage is a particular example of that. Like, whereas other songs aren't. But yeah, boys, do chirp in, because I am sitting here waffling like an absolute pancake. So please don't allow it.
I'll jump in.
This sounds great.
I'll jump in just to say you've actually summed up Voyage really poetically, and yeah, like you said, with any art form, you kind of paint with your kind of like experiences and things like that. And for me as a vocalist as well, it's kind of powerful, because in terms of expression, I just usually drop a dumbbell on my toe on purpose, and then just make out a couple of big screams, but yeah, Voyage is a really good one to talk about if we're discussing the what we've been through as a band. And it's a really nice way to for the last push for the album that we're promoting, because it's obviously the last single, and we've let people know when we've posted it what it's about. And it's a deep track, and it's kind of hoping that people will resonate if they've lost people too. So yeah, what I'd like for people to see is that, like I say, like, yeah, it's deep and everything, but we're very relatable people.
Yeah.
With our music, and there's some bands and there's some groups that have a thing or a costume and things like that, and that's really great, and that works for them. But for us, we wear our heart on our sleeves. I feel like, and it's the same live as well. So yeah, that is Skinchanger.
Yeah.
That is not a what's the word? That's not what I was expecting. So that is a very
cool.
That's not it's like, well, we're a metalcore band from blah blah blah, and we do so that was way deeper than
sorry, mate.
I really like that. That sort of it sort of caught me off guard a bit as well, sort of everything, and like, sort of, you're still quite very honest with it all, everything, and I appreciate you being very honest with it. That sort of means a lot, that you're trust me enough to express that.
Of course.
So thanks for that. Aside from like I said, just discussed obviously your some of your personal journeys and stuff. What else is sort of like influence for Skinchanger? You mentioned Voyage earlier, and a friend of mine over got her own radio show, and I requested Voyage on there, and they compared that to an early Gojira. So
awesome.
I'll take that.
Yeah, we love that.
So, if you don't mind, lads, I've got something on the tip of my tongue. Obviously that's music to our ears, because we're all heavily influenced by bands like Gojira. And Skinchanger in its purest form is three people with very contrasting influences as well, coming together to make a sound that obviously has nods to bands like Gojira, but it is quite unique. Like, even in the name Skinchanger, it was quite a conscious choice, because we write different things all the time. like been massive into Gojira. One day we're listening to Devin Townsend, you know, Mastodon, like Opeth. Then we've got the Primus influence from our own Mr. Baxter here. Me and James, we listen to a lot of 80s pop, and it's like,
shout out to Castell. shout
out Knock the Six.
Lovely day, yeah.
But so in terms of influences, it's a big stirring pot. Gojira is obviously, I think, is one that we all really, really agree on and gravitate. You know, that they're just respect them so much for how long they've been grinding, and we love their sound, what they stand for. But yeah, in terms of influences, it's so vast. We could be here for 2 hours, but Skinchanger is kind of like a middle finger, really, to specific genre. And then I think that's what makes the people who enjoy the music, that's what makes it that much extra special, because we're writing what's true to us and what we really love. So, for example, with Voyage, I remember playing to someone, they were like, "Oh, that's very different to Ark. Are you sure you want to release that?" And I'm like, "Yes, it's from the heart. It's got some Alice in Chains influences vocally there, some Porcupine Tree stuff in there. So you never know what the fuck you're gonna get. I can't, you know, with the band."
Yeah. Kind of hope it keeps people on their toes a little bit. What the hell are they going to do next? But like, yeah, I'd say, especially so far, we've been kind of like within that rock metal family. Like a lot of it's kind of heavier, right? Like a lot of what we are doing is quite heavy stuff, double bassy stuff. But like that, I think the whole point is, yeah, Skinchanger, you're evolving like all the time. Your taste in music evolves as your taste in film and art does, you know, and as you age, you develop. And having this kind of bracket of, you know, of what you'd say exactly, I'm a metalcore, I'm a deathcore, I'm a this, I'm a that. You're sort of nicheifying yourself, with us a word, and also not being true in some cases. Not that they're not, but I mean, true to ourselves would be that we do ebb and flow. And as Jamie correctly said, like I will listen to you know, everything from D&B, Professor Green, Plan B, Eminem. Do you know what I mean? Like a lot of metalheads do, but they might not display that. So is there a way that you can kind of display that you have this like totally what's the word, eclectic, you know, kind of music taste and this multi influence? Yeah, but I would say we all kind of grew up connecting dots, the three of us. So there would be, you know, there'd be certain artists I listen to which these guys wouldn't, but then there'd be those one or two: Tool, Gojira, Lamb of God, Slipknot, like, you know what I mean? That we'd all connect on, and that's a lot of our bridging. But yeah, like, you know, Ryan's more into Primus. I find Primus too techy.
Well, I just love the bass. It's just, yeah, it does something to me. Yeah, we all have quite different music tastes, really, but somehow it does all come together. And I think that we feel like as long as we're enjoying the music we write, then other people will enjoy it. So nothing is ever forced. You know, it's not like, oh, we need to write a really, really heavy song. Like if it comes, it comes. It will just happen naturally.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, we could get into anything, really. A lot of the stuff we're writing at the moment is quite new metal-y, I find. Which obviously we all grew up in the era where that was huge. I feel like sometimes I'm still stuck in that era. I just can't stop listening to new metal. But yeah, we write what we love and love what we write, I guess.
I think in the next album writing process, we're sort of thinking about it. There might even be a little feature from a hand pan. Am I right, Ryan?
If I could tune it.
we've got a keen hand pan player in the band, and I'm thinking, you know, why not? You know, if we're feeding in a meditative Tool vibe, let's get it going.
And a little mystical excellence from Mr. Baxter himself is fucking so good, man.
Yeah. Everyone get your pajamas on, the hand pans coming out.
I've seen videos of Mr. Baxter playing it. So like that throw me, but then sort of like watching you play bass, I'm like, yeah, that makes a bit more sense actually. Sort of like the way
cool.
way you play that. So
which
I will be honest, I'm 1,000,000% jealous of the way you play bass. I failed
That's
playing
fine.
bass. I failed playing pop punk on bass. So when I see guys like you playing what you like, I'm like, it makes it look so effortless. And I could barely play all the small things. So it's
Oh
like,
man,
Don't worry, mate. Don't worry,
I'm
mate. It pisses
struggling
me off
under the
too.
exterior. Yeah,
I was sitting there in a rehearsal being like, how the fucking hell did you come up with that? And then I've got to try and work out something to compensate or match it, you
yeah.
know. But
To be honest,
I will say it's I mean you guys have met my brother-in-law Harry, tall blonde.
yeah, I
Yeah.
believe so. Yeah, yeah,
I mean James, you spent half hour talking drums with him back at
yeah,
Christmas.
yeah, good
He
guy.
yeah, he's a musician. He's mainly drummer, but he dabbles in other bits and pieces as well, right? And we were actually going to that show. Actually, we were driving and had Temper on, and he hadn't really listened to you guys before, and yeah, sort of like it was weird how like the only two bands that didn't pop up on my playlist that day on that trip over was like I'd never seen them bands before. So but yeah, Temper had come on, and then I always missed the lineup. It was you're in the middle where it starts going like down a little bit, and then is it I've Lost Control?
Yeah,
Yeah, that kicked in, and like at the corner of my eye, all I saw was to start with, right? And then everything kicked off after that, right? And then, but later on, I think your last song was Arc,
yeah.
right?
what,
And I
the
tapped
gig?
him. I went, "Watch Ryan." He went, "What?" I said, "Just watch him." And then so like you played the opening riff, and like he just went, "What the fuck?" I know. All right, I'm jealous as fuck as well, but like you know, sort of
Yeah,
Oh, bless you, man. That's
so,
where the Primus influence comes from for sure.
yeah, man.
But
which,
genuinely,
by
if
the way,
anyone's
anyone watching this, if
starting,
you haven't listened to them, go and listen to them because, well, I don't listen to everything else actually because I've not heard a song I don't like.
man.
Yeah, that's not me blowing smoke up because you're here. I fucking enjoy listening to you guys.
Thanks,
Just
bro.
need more
Thank
songs
you.
out.
Yeah, we're
Which
working on it.
We're
We're
working
working
on
on
it.
it.
We're getting there.
On that note, we are so our album is releasing on the 17th of July, which is so awesome. I mean, it's the first album I've ever been part of. I'm not sure about James. Have you ever released an album in a band?
Not fully, no. So
Okay, yeah,
the only
cool.
history I've got of that is like years ago. I was in this little sort of project band in Brighton called Gent Blallion. Sounds weird. It was weird, very proggy stuff, and I've got like 4 tracks out on Spotify somewhere in the ether. Do you know what I mean?
Okay,
And there's
cool. Yeah,
somewhere out there. But like, yeah, that's it. You know. So yeah, exciting to have
yeah,
it. Physical, tangible CD. You know, and yeah, I think I'm gonna have to buy myself a record of it at some point as well. Just have a record. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
cost
for
me
sure.
£1,000. It's fucking so expensive these days, but I'm doing it.
We'll have to get some wax pressed for sure. That would be really cool. But yeah, obviously the album's coming out 17th of July. We're having an album launch party with Collapse the Sky, who we're really, really good friends with, and have known those boys for absolutely ages anyway. So yeah, we've released 5 out of the 6 tracks on there. There is an instrumental as well, so there'll be another track coming out soon with the album. And then it feels weird to say we're really keen to start writing when we haven't even released this album, but like in between our last gig and now, we have been writing music and it's just absolutely flowing out. Like we might even have to put the brakes on because there's so many new things coming. Just got to remember how to play them all.
Yeah. But there's legit no word of a lie in that. Like we had a
Yeah.
rehearsal. When was it? Sunday, like Sunday day, literally yesterday daytime.
Yesterday, yeah.
Yeah, my memory shit. So we had this rehearsal yesterday, and we started playing through like 2 or 3 new ideas, and we're like, it'll be the most mundane of moments. Do you know what I mean? You just sat there, let's have a break, and then all of a sudden, Ryan or Jamie will just play something, and I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? I sit my ass back on the kit, start having a chat. Oh, this is a song. Oh yeah, this is good. yeah, it's probably at least like 8, I would say, like maybe 7 or 8 like potential
Yeah.
ideas we've done now. Like, and yeah, it's all a bit different, but we're looking forward to showing you guys. It's gonna be fucking awesome, hopefully.
Yeah, buzzing for it, and buzzing to play the gig as well. It's going to be massive.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you free on the 17th of July, Richie?
I will have to check and get back to you. Excuse me. So, just slight detour. So like, your own personal musical journeys. How did they all start? Whoever would like to start first.
Jamie?
I was bought my first piece of crap guitar from an auction for a tenner. It was a little half-size nylon with 4 strings, and I remember being really into the Guitar Hero game, the first one, and I was really good at that, but I was just too interested in skateboarding, rollerblading, just general mischief, and then as soon as I could play Smoke on the Water on 1 string, my destiny was written out. And and by the time before I'd even had a birthday, I was in a band. I would borrow the drummer's guitar, so every week I would just go just to play his electric. Became absolutely, quite literally obsessed, with playing hours and hours a day. And then I was in my first proper sort of high school band, and then my first real band was with Ryan, a doom metal band called Leviathan. And I guess just over the years expanding as a person, and moving out and working and all the rest of it that life throws at you. But the one thing that's always stayed the same is that if anyone's asked me what am I doing tonight, I'm probably practicing, running the scales, probably playing music. I'll say ever since Skinchanger has been born, that's all I think and talk about. But to be honest with you, started when I was about 14, 15, birthed from Guitar Hero, shout out Guitar Hero. I never intended to be a vocalist. It was never on my bucket list.
That was one of the coolest moments ever, though, to be fair.
I think I'm so picky in terms of I wasn't, but what we were looking for. And I remember thinking, well, he's got to be able to scream like Devin Townsend. He's got to be able to do the death metal growls like Opeth. He's got to be able to sing cleanly. He's got to be able to have, and it got to the point where I was just like, only I know what's in my head. And gave it a little go in the car one day, and then brought it to the boys. And then my whole journey was then, can I sing? Can I play at the same time? And I think I've just about managed to grasp it. But that is a very, very fast snapshot into my musical journey. 80% of it includes Ryan. And I think what was cool was that we were learning our instruments together, really, because thinking back to our first bands, mate, like we could barely tune the instrument.
I think you used to tune my bass.
Going to gigs.
I didn't even know what tuning meant.
Do you remember that show in Cambridge we did? We were in the back of that van with just some duvets and quilts, and my mum got a rental van. Every corner we were like fucking sliding in this van,
sitting on the wheel arches,
like just
getting our mums to drive us to gigs.
Ridiculous. And now I feel like naturally we've progressed into a much more professional mindset. What about you boys? Who's taking the next?
Ryan?
I think my musical journey probably started way before I had an instrument. I can distinctly remember the first time I think that I heard or was conscious enough to realise it was metal was my dad had Paranoid on a single record, and I can remember hearing it at like this barbecue or something in my village. I must have literally been about 4 and just being like so fascinated with it. It's so different to all other music at the time. So I owe a hell of a lot to my dad for my taste in metal. My mum's more like U2 and Mamma Mia. So, but I definitely draw something from that. I mean, yeah, and I got my first guitar when I was maybe like 8, but I really never took to it. I didn't understand it at all. And then when I was about 13, I think it was hearing Dig by Mudvayne, and I was like, what even is that instrument? Like, it sounds so weird. And then hearing about slap bass, and that's what started my journey into playing bass, really. I got my first bass from Carl from Collapse the Sky, which is quite cool, really, because obviously we're playing gigs with them now, which is awesome. And that was it, really. Started playing in bands when I was 15. My first band was called Take Back the Landscape, which is mega cringe. But we were proud of it.
I was at your first show.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And my friend Tom was who got me into that band, and he's one of the people really close to me who I lost around the same time James was going through loss as well. So playing in bands is very like emotionally rooted in me now. Yeah, about a year after I started playing in bands with Jamie, and that's been it, really. That basically is my musical journey up to Skinchanger. Yeah, that's about it, really.
Right. If I'm going to tell you about mine, it's fairly extensive. I say it starts with the same kind of roots as these boys. Like when you're young and you hear music for the first time in one way or another. It wasn't, for me, it wasn't metal. Like initially, it was my first album that I ever owned was Demon Days by Gorillaz. That was the one that I owned. You know what I mean? That was like my first, and then it was like Eminem and whatever. But I distinctly have a memory of hearing Slipknot and Disturbed on YouTube. Like that was when YouTube early days. I'm sharing the computer for an hour with my sister at a time, and I remember hearing like 10,000 Fists, and I think at the time it was Wait and Bleed, and I was just fucking fascinated. Like I think being like a kind of grumpy kid as well, like I always found it hard to fit in, and all of a sudden there's these freaks that are just like you who love this really weird sound, and it's angry and it's like pushing, and and I thought, shit, yeah, I'm enjoying this. And I remember being about year 7, and I used to get, my dad had a drum kit, an electric drum kit, and he played everything. My dad's like a jack of all trades with music. He sings now and he's mad. I love him. But he had these drumsticks and he had this electric kit, and I would like kind of dick around on the kit when he wasn't looking. It's his kit. I wasn't going to be on it. And I remember living in a caravan with him, and I'm sat like on my bed at the time, just hitting pillows. Do you know what I mean? With Evanescence on, and I'm loving it. Like Bring Me to Life was going down in my head. Do you know what I mean? It was brilliant. And yeah, I remember like kind of that spurring it on, and my mum like pushed me like financially, and she got me involved in this group called JDT in Durham. I don't know if you've ever heard of these guys, but they're phenomenal. Like these guys, I think, have interacted with JDT as well. Stands for Janelle's Drum Tuition, so specifically a drum school, but they did other teaching. Went through all of that. I went to New York with those guys when I was like 14. Do you know what I mean? I did some really cool things. We gigged around New York in like public places and zones. It was really cool. Saw like the Blue Man Group, so again, just totally pushing me into percussion. And it was, so truthfully, the only one I was any good at. I think, if I'm to talk arrogantly, it was the only one I could pick up. I tried bass, tried guitar, shit at it. Like so, yeah. But I could apparently I had some rhythm, so I was like wicked. And from there, it's always been in the background. Like I went and did all my grades. Again with my mum, absolutely shoving this into me, saying like, this is absolutely essential. She's a big academic, but she was like, if you're going to do music, make sure it's an academic setting. Okay. So I did the whole thing, came out of it, grade 8, lovely. And that got me the key to obviously get into college, and then from college to BIM in Brighton. So I lived in Brighton, did a degree in drumming, performance drumming. And I did that for like 3 years or whatever it is. And then I stayed in Brighton for a bit, hence where Gent Blalian was, and Temple when I was in those bands. But then I came home. COVID hit. I'd split up with my ex-partner at the time. Everything was a bit shit. And I remember like tentatively looking around for like who are good musicians, like, without being too arrogant. There's a lot of shit like out there, and there's a lot of really good stuff, but you got to find it. and I didn't want to join like a band of random people. And I remember seeing these guys had put up Skinchanger tracks called Diadem and Brang, and I thought, my God, this is like the coolest track, the coolest music I've heard from anyone local. Fuck, I need to get involved. So I pinged Ryan a message and I said, like, mate, I'm a drummer. Like, I'd love to come and play with you. Now, I know that they probably had about 50 people say, I'm a drummer and I'd love to come and play with you. So we'd gone, another one of them. And I thought, how do I convince these guys that I'm worth their time? So I just played one of their songs. I sent that video, that message that day, and then I sent a video of me playing that day. And the next thing I get this message back saying, yeah, man, we want to have a jam with you. And I was like, fuck, I'm in. Wicked, I'm in. And I remember going with these two and the ex-member Tom, and we'd had a couple of jams at this point, and we went up to, like, where did we go, boys? We went up to, so it was a bank in Norwich on the river, and they proudly announced, would I like to be the fourth skin? And I said, fuck yeah, I'll be the fourth skin. And then lo and behold, man, and that's where we, and since then we spent a long time jamming. Obviously, musical tastes have grown, and you listen, you find new art, you find new stuff. Especially when I was in Brighton, I was listening to things I'd never traditionally listened to, like Mac DeMarco and fucking oh god, like was it Anderson .Paak, and like these kind of artists, and nothing metal at all. But then you can kind of take some of that influence into what you're doing, a little bit of it at least. And then all of a sudden we're doing Metal to the Masses, and Metal to the Masses personally got me more opportunities with Shrapnel. I did Bloodstock last year and played in front of all those people, and I got to take these boys with me, and it was just fucking brilliant. It's been developing ever since there. I've got influence from Shrapnel, Jay's got influence from other bands in Thoria, and Ryan's been trying to be poached several times over the years. So it's been really good for us to just have these moments where we're seeing that evolution over time, but we are where we are now, and it feels so fresh still. I think you boys would agree, right? It doesn't feel like an aging project. It's ongoing.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't think we've barely even set our foot off the ground yet. Do you know what I mean? It's I think there's more to come. It sounds so clingy and cliche, but I think there is a lot more to come out of Skinchanger, and having a compliment like you sound like early Gojira is fucking awesome, because I think that's like a dream for us, is to have that, a similar energy, not to be Gojira, but like to how they've kind of come on the scene, and it sounds weird, but they're metal, right? They're like real guttural metal in its most simplistic and its most extensive form, and I think that's kind of where we would be as well in many aspects. But yeah, so sorry, a bit long-winded. But that's certainly my story, and it's definitely developed so much since coming back and meeting these boys, like tenfold. Yeah.
Sorry again.
Sorry, man. I chat for England, bro. Sorry.
You could rambles are encouraged. It's fine. It's sort of you should see the stuff on Nerdy Pro, like with me and Bobby, right? That's all I'll say on that one. James, you said about like going to college and everything. Is that why like your absolute crazy ass techniques and that sort of like partly come from the fact that like because you've studied so much different variety of genre and stuff, it's sort of like, because I said to Jamie the other weekend, actually, like, I'm sure everyone remembers when we were kids, it's probably like a Looney Tunes or some Hanna-Barbera thing or whatnot, and there'd be like all these animals playing instruments, and the drummer was always an octopus, and every arm was going. That's the only way I can describe James playing, because like it's so, I don't even know how to describe it properly. It's just it just seems like he's got like 20 arms to play everything.
I appreciate it, man. I think yes, in some ways, but no in the ways that you're probably expecting, right? Like people might think you go to uni and they teach you all these amazing techniques and tricks, and they don't. Not necessarily. They take a lot of it back to basics. Actually, they kind of do the opposite. What they did do is it put me in like a position where I met a lot of interesting people. You're suddenly, especially with drummers, I think a lot of drummers would agree to this. Like, because there's only normally ever one of you in a band, it's a very competitive setting. So you got 20, 30 drummers in a room. And the first year, and by the third year, there are 6 of you, because everyone's just fucked off. Like they've given up or they've whatever. And it became, I think, a way for me to prove to myself, like, I have a skill in something for sure. Like, I would say ways you don't expect, because I had a tutor, Pat Garvey. He's the current drummer for our group Tentacles. He's absolutely phenomenal guy. And there are a few things that he said to me specifically which really stuck around. And one of them was specific about YouTube drummers. And like, we watch guys like Alistair Pario today, you know, he's the guy with the beard and all the tats, and he's an absolute monster. We watch guys like Mario Duplantier. We watch guys, you know, Samus and whatnot. They are kind of over the top and they overplay. And he said to me, he said to the class, you don't want to be that kind of drummer. You know, you don't want to do that. And I got his argument in many senses. I got what he meant. Like, a lot of the time, the band just wants a really solid drummer. They want a back line that they can fully rely and depend on. My argument to that was, you know, well, for me, that's not a creative outlet. It's not actually honest, because my honest drumming in my head, it's all it is expression, right? So if there's like an organized chaos, and I can show you that, like, I say, like, it's little things like the start of Arc is kind of that. It was like, I could have gone for a far more generic opening alongside Ryan, but instead I was like, no, I'm going to do a bombastically stupid fill. And because I want to, because it's who I am. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, I don't think I'm going to really stand out much if I follow the same suit as every other musician and just be a backline. There are times where that's imperative. And throughout our songs, at times you will hear something pretty simplistic. But these boys gave me the creative freedom to say, actually, man, we like it too. We like your madness. We like your crazy ass fills and your double pedal work. Wicked. Go for it. You know, there have been times where I've had to tone it down. These boys will tell you. Do you know what I mean? Like, where I've had to kind of reserve myself a bit more and not be so stupid with it. But overall, they've been incredibly gracious and given me the ability to take the things I have learned and apply it. So uni was good in many ways. It was great for socializing. It's great for connecting and meeting people. We're doing a gig with Kinzoku at Parenthesis. When's that, boy? September, like early September 12th, I think. And you know, and Kinzoku, I've known two of those boys in that band for a long time, like since uni days. So little things like that, gig swapping, opportunities, whatever. Having the occasional really strong word. I didn't pay a lot of focus at uni, if I'm being honest. Like, not until third year when I started to take it actually quite seriously. A lot of students piss around, don't they, with having fun, let's call it that. And you know, I took that to another level at one point, and then I kind of had it all reined in by Pat. He was, you know, kind of took me outside one day and said, do you think this is good enough? And I said no. And he was like, you're right. You know, like, and I ever since then, I have it now to this day. This guy like pulling me out of the class by my shirt saying, you're fucking up here, and you're not taking it seriously. And, you know, and it literally flipped my attendance from like 25% to 80, 85, 90%. And I took it seriously, and I got the grade, and I got my degree, and I felt great. But then nothing happened for, like, you know, a good couple of years. I was in Brighton for a year, and then came home for 6 months, and then I met these boys. And kind of rest is history, man. Like, I'm just grateful that people actually enjoy the fucking madness. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm glad that people are okay with it, and they're entertained by it. And hopefully it's something they don't see too much of. You know what I mean? Like, if, you know, they can expect a certain type of drumming. Hopefully not from me, or they'll come to understand my drumming. Yeah. Like, sorry, again, I'm long-winded, Richie. So please, for the name of God, do you like punch the screen and tell me to shut up, or you boys do the same? You know me best when I waffle on. So
I'll jump in just to say, from my POV of this band, like left and right. And I'm not just saying, I'm not. This doesn't come from a place of like our arrogance or whatever. But I truly believe, and I'll say it at every live show we do, that I truly believe that I am like blessed by having the best fucking musicians like that I ever wish for. You know what I mean? And I'm like, you got Ryan, who treats the bass like a, I don't even know what you call it. Like, you know, he abuses that thing. And then you got James, who plays drums like he's a duck on water. And it's like, every day I'm like, oh my God, yet you have to, that's why I work really, really hard. It's because I'm in the, you know, in the present moment, I've got like the sickest friends and music, and they just happen to be the best musicians in the world. You know, that's how I see them. And that's not me saying like, oh, I think we're the best. I'm just saying that I genuinely think that they are incredible. So yeah, big up you boys.
Yeah,
Nice,
big up,
yeah.
man. I think
Big
me
up
and
you
James
too,
feel
bro.
exactly the same way towards you.
Absolutely, mate. Like,
Yeah.
especially we're talking earlier about Jamie just becoming a vocalist out of the blue,
Yeah.
and like the initiative and the guts it took to just do that. I think we've all dreamt to, you know, I've said it a million times to these boys. God, I wish I could sing. God, I wish I could sing. He actually went and went. I probably will make myself sing. Do you know what I mean? I will force it, and then secretly for months, without our knowledge, he's in the car apparently just going in the car. And no, not to our knowledge. And then we go into like a plug one day or a pirate, and he's like, I just want to try something out, you know. And
Yeah.
lo and behold, like pulls his fucking microphone out, and we're like, oh, like
Yeah.
okay, like you know,
Been keeping
and
secrets.
keeping bloody secrets, are we, J Doc?
Thing
But
Yeah.
he kept it really well, and then he did it, and immediately Jamie being Jamie afterwards sort of put the mic down and went, well, look guys, it doesn't have to be this way, it doesn't, you know, blah blah blah, it doesn't, you know, I know I'm not that good. He's saying all these things and we're going, mate, like the fuck, like this is it, this is what we were looking for, you know what I mean? A bit of versatility and somebody who understands the assignment, and
Yeah.
but he understand that he did, you know.
Well, you guys know what it's like with the BS on TV these days and everything. Like with singing, everyone's expected to be absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
Singing competitions and all this sort of stuff, and that's why I feel like as an instrument, it's a different type of instrument because you feel so vulnerable, you know. And I always remember loving being a guitarist because I could just shred on the side of the stage, and the sort of character that I am as well. I don't necessarily like all the attention, but it was just a means to an end, really. Yeah. And then had to become the man I am today through. Yeah.
He changed his skin. Sorry.
He's a skin changer.
Yeah. So
Disgusting.
yeah, this is just a skin glaze fest now, isn't it? Really.
Nah, mate.
I tell you what, one thing I've really enjoyed about this conversation is like you've spoken about yourselves, but like when any of you are talking about the other two, you can't speak higher about them, and that's absolutely brilliant to listen to, you know. Even if it is James talking for 25 minutes at a time. I'm joking, mate. Honestly, it's fine. Right.
I know there's no joke, Richie. I wouldn't be joking either at this point. Fucking hell. Sorry, boys.
But no, genuinely, like, yeah, obviously you have sort of like, you know, given yourselves a little bit of a little bit of a compliment of stuff that you've done, everything. But like I said, when it comes to talking to the other two, you guys just like let it all out, and that's absolutely brilliant to hear.
Yeah.
So no, I'll throw himself out there. Obviously you've got your album release coming out and everything. What else you got coming up of present or future?
Yeah, sure. I mean, obviously we've got the album release, and we'll be doing a launch party with Collapse the Sky and Catone as well, who are legends. And then we're off to Bury the next day, aren't we, lads, to play Monsters of Metal. And September the 12th, James briefly mentioned it, we're doing Parenthesis, who our friend is putting on as kind of like Norfolk's first proper metal festival, you know. So yeah, all of that, and then of course there's always stuff we can't really talk about. But yeah,
the Halloween show. We've got the Halloween show again.
We've got the Halloween show,
which is
love that show.
With Collapse the Sky as well. And honestly, if you live in Norwich and you love metal and you're not going, like, what are you doing? It's always absolutely mental. Definitely couldn't recommend that one enough. They're probably my favourite gigs in the city, actually. Like local band or massive band, it's always so good. Just loads of things really. But mainly we're trying to get our heads down and get out of the area really. Playing as many places as possible. Say yes within reason as often as we can. And just generally enjoying ourselves. I don't know if you guys want to expand.
No, that's pretty much it. Like with
yeah.
this album now, you know. Oh, sorry, Chop.
No, not at all, man. I was just going to say, I mean, I say personal goal. It's a collective goal, but we talk about this more. Like, obviously, we were saying, Ryan mentioned there about trying to get out of Norwich, Norfolk area. I mean, we've done Cambridge, we've done, God, where have we done, boys? Southampton. We've done a few bits and bobs. London,
Colchester, yeah.
but Colchester, you know. So we've been very
London.
much captured within the East Anglian scene,
Yeah.
and we're kind of getting known there. That's great, but I think definite goal for us is to get further afield, you know, and networking and socializing. So you'll find us at a lot of events, especially these kind of like, well, the bigger festivals like Bloodstock, of course, we want to go to those, but like the kind of mediums, you know, like the Mangatas, the Takedown festivals, the you know, not slam dunk, but that elk, do you know what I mean? That kind of, that size, because you're finding all these connections. And in fact, funny enough, we bumped into Morty from Kinzoku at the last Takedown Festival. He's an old friend of mine, and it's kind of led to us talking about potential for next year. So it's that kind of thing. You know, we're trying to get ourselves known and speaking with people. But yeah, getting there.
I think that was yeah, man. I was literally just about to say, like, for us, I think having this album behind us now is a way that we can sort of push and grab some attention from these sort of festivals like Mangata, like the Rabid Fests, and things like that. I think for Skinchanger, that's the next goal. Is so if there's anybody out there watching or listening who is out of the Norfolk area, snap us up, because we are plucking to play in your town.
Send us a message for sure. Yeah.
I fully endorse picking these guys up. Not that I've got any weight in anything, but like, yeah, genuinely, these guys are absolutely fantastic. They're great guys, and the music is, yeah, sort of. I wasn't really a prog fan until I started coming over your way, and yeah, definitely opened my eyes to it. Yeah, and like, especially stuff that you guys yourselves have made. I fucking love listening to. So,
appreciate that.
Thanks, bro.
So, next couple of things I'll ask is, ideally, where would you, whether it's festival or just a place you want to aim to play at some point, and who would be like a dream dream band to play alongside, whether you want to talk like, yeah, like a Gojira, or there's someone big on the underground scene you'd love to play alongside.
I mean,
I think all our answers could be really similar, which is really cool. But you go first, Jamie.
I've always had very lofty goals since I was a kid, and it might even come across as annoying, I feel, but like I've always genuinely, as long as I've got, you know, air in my lungs, I won't stop pushing until we've had crazy experiences and things like that. And I've been going to Bloodstock almost every year since 2013, when me and Ryan in our old band, 2013, won the Metal to the Masses and had a taste of the New Blood stage when we were young men. And it was like, and even when I was there last year, I'm always looking at those stages, and I'm just like, that's what I want. Shorter term goals would be, you know, like the Mangata festivals, and like experiencing the Green Route circuit and enjoying every moment of it, you know, making friends and things like that. I just want to simply have the best time ever. But in terms of like, yeah, the big goals for me is, let's just say how it is, lads. Opening for Gojira, O2 Wembley, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But what I would really love is to get on a plane with a hard case in my guitar and know that the reason I'm going on that plane is to play music. I think that moment for me would be like, or a boat, you know, I'll be like, I think we've done it.
Yeah, you feel accomplished at that point. I'd say like the same kind of thing.
Yeah,
I want to be back on that main stage at Bloodstock. I think it's another dream of mine, and I want these boys there with me. They were with me before, but sort of on the wings, assisting the operation I was in, you know. But I think we make quite a mental sound, you know, like just with the three of us. you can take all the back, you know, we don't have any backing at the moment or any whatever kind of backing tracks and support, let's call it that, musical support from behind the scenes. It's just the sound we've got. And I think it would go down a fucking tree. Yeah, I think it'll do all right. And so that's a big one for me. Like, you know, wherever we find ourselves or however we find ourselves in that kind of environment, I want to be doing that again. Like I found Summer Breeze Festival in Germany to be really much like that, a bit like Bloodstock, a bit bigger. So something like that, you know what I mean? And getting that festival environment. Definitely. I think you know, I think I'll agree entirely with Jamie here on Gojira as like number one. But I mean, a personal favorite of mine would be Lamb of God. Like, I fucking love Lamb of God. And you know, I know we're a bit different, but yeah, they would be up there for me for sure. That's who I'd want to play with. Yeah.
Nice. I think for me, just for a bit of variety, I'd say the same, but maybe with Tool. Yeah.
That's the hand set when we pull up the handpan set.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But my first choice would have been Gojira, but I just knew we were all thinking that anyway. We're quite, although we do have quite different music tastes, we definitely all have the same kind of favourite bands, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weirdly Kublai as well, actually. Like I know we're not even like genre-ly similar, but Kublai Khan blew my tits off at Bloodstock. Like,
yeah, it was the
so
barking,
right? I want to support them any way I can. But yeah,
we're partial to caveman metal for sure.
Oh, fuck it.
For sure.
Gym music.
Yeah, gym music. Yeah, for sure, man.
And I want us to be the top of the height is it's not even supporting Gojira. It's not getting on a plane or anything like that. It would be like, you know how the Undertaker used to come out on his motorbike and roll in, would be like playing. If there was some like next level athlete, he's like walking down the ramp with fireworks going off and like Ark is like playing out the fucking PA.
That would be
you know what I mean? Like the next Triple H or something. I'll just kill me now, you know.
Yeah. Cool.
You take the ticket. Yeah.
Yeah. Fireworks. Big sparklers everywhere and that.
Yeah, and there's like it's like us in a little cage, like in the nosebleeds, like playing. It's like this massive thing.
Was it an Alter Bridge track that got really famous through? Was it Edge? Is it Alter Bridge?
Yeah.
On this day, I see clearly. Yeah. Fucking, oh my god! Like, yeah, maybe that's the way, boys.
That's when you know you've made it.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, you said about playing. I mean, like Motorhead played Triple H out. Motionless White played Rhea Ripley out at WrestleMania the other year. I know I don't know who the actual like band it was, but I know Kerry King plays on Damien Priest's entrance music.
Oh, cool.
So
Nice.
Was it was either Mania or SummerSlam last year. He was playing that out. I think it's. Oh, okay. I don't know much about Tool, but how many guitarists have they got?
One.
Just one.
Yeah.
He plays on Penta's entrance music.
Oh, cool.
Cool.
This goes hand in hand. It just goes hand in hand.
James said about Alter Bridge. You got Rev Theory playing Randy Orton's music.
Yeah.
Limp Bizkit played Limp Bizkit and Kid Rock for Undertaker. So sort of.
I remember being like 12 or 13, and I was like, "Fucking oh my god!" Like when you first had like the resurrection, and you came down on that motorbike, with the bandana and everything. Do you know what I mean? And I think that was another like musical awakening for me.
Yeah, man.
Was pro wrestling, but when Chris Jericho's music used to play, I remember thinking that was heavy.
Yeah.
The walls down. I was like, oh shit, you know, like rocking out in my bedroom.
Yeah. Mate.
And of course, he was in a band Fozzy as well, wasn't he?
Yeah. He still is. They played Norwich February just gone, didn't they?
Did they? They're still going. Yeah, they're really cool. We saw them at was it the year? I think it was 2013 at Bloodstock. Jamie, we saw him, and he had like a massive like. What even was he shooting? Was it like a foam gun or something?
I can't remember. It was a long time ago, but yeah, I'm only really in this music game just so I can get a pro wrestling contract. That's
Oh my god!
my own ambitions.
Well,
Yeah,
I
man.
don't know. I'll just ask you guys, like I said before, yeah, we're part of Nerdic Pro. Are you at all interested in wrestling?
I haven't kept up to date with it in a really long time, but I wasn't much of a fan of wrestling when I was little because I had an older brother, and he would just test out every single wrestling move on me. Like I can't tell you the amount of times I've been DDT'd and choke slammed and walls of Jericho'd. But yeah, it's all good. We're really good mates now, and it was all good fun. But no, I still I don't keep up with wrestling, but there's been a lot of like documentaries and stuff around it recently, hasn't there? And I've been watching those, and it still seems like the magic is alive. Like these people are like breaking their bodies for our entertainment. It's mental to watch.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
I'm probably similar boat to Ryan in the sense where like these days I absolutely love combat sport like MMA, boxing. But growing up, it's when especially when it's the WWF, I was mega fan. Like I had all the figures. I had like the little, like the ramp that I used to make them walk down. And I would try out wrestling moves on this like child-sized frog toy that I had. And I would not even joking, I would put my pants on him.
Frog toy.
Yeah, it was the same. He was the same height as me, this lanky bastard, and I used to put my pants on him, and I remember trying to perfect the it might have been a suplex on him, but nevertheless, I had the CDs. I remember Stone Cold was my favorite back then with Triple H.
Yeah.
Stone Cold had like Mankind. I remember chatting to you, Rich, in the car park one time, wasn't it? About like when they had like the cell matches,
yeah,
and just how fucking brutal they were. And then as a kid, I just something in my DNA just loved the chaos and loved the carnage, getting the thumbtacks out. But yeah, as I got older and things, I really took like an interest in martial arts and things. Realized I couldn't fight for shit. So I picked up a guitar, but wrestling is still something.
that's a pretty good weapon. keep with the wrestling thing. Jeff Jarrett,
like I can keep up with a few. I can keep up with a few names in the game. Like I'm a big Lesnar fan because he's just an absolute specimen. And he had that crossover into MMA as well.
Yeah.
But if you were talking about some like modern day champs, I probably wouldn't be able to tell you who's like, but if we're going back in history books, I could probably tell you, all the classics.
Rikishi.
Yeah.
Shout out
Rikishi.
Rikishi.
Fatu. Shout out Rikishi.
Yeah. Grandmother Sexay. Let's go.
I know. I still remember when he made the transition. Do you remember when there was the LL Cool? Who was it? Scotty Too Hotty.
Yeah.
And when he out of nowhere, Rikishi put the shades on and started doing the dance in the ring.
Turned on
him.
Yeah, it was a Rumble match, wasn't it?
Those were the days.
Yeah.
The Dudley brothers. Is it the Dudley Bros?
Yeah.
Getting the table out. What 12-year-old's not going to love that?
Yeah. That influenced big brothers with little brothers everywhere around the world. Surely I was not alone in that. Yeah.
I'm sorry
for
your
trauma. Best friends and friends with enemies, isn't it? Like, mate,
yeah, I'm the only boy in my family, so like, I'm the oldest, but like I'm the only boy. But like, I started going to Sea Cadets and literally had a wrestling championship there, right? And I remember being Walls of Jericho and Crippler Crossface at the same time. By two lads much bigger than me. So...
that is total annihilation.
What about you, Chopper?
Mate, let's fuck it out.
What about you, Chopper? Was you ever into?
I was, man. Yeah, like a certain period, I would say similar, like from the age of about 12 till 15, maybe a little earlier. Like I really enjoyed it. Like my era was Chris Hardy, is it not Chris Hardy? Jeff
Jeff
Hardy,
Hardy.
like Swanton Bombing, Kane, Randy Orton, Batista, John Cena. Like that was very much my era. And I did love it. Umaga, like he was my favourite for ages and ages. The Samoan brute, like of a dude. You know, God rest his soul. Like it's incredible, like for what it is. I think what I found quite interesting as well is when you talk about the songs and the music behind it. I don't think you realise at the age, right, that you're getting influenced like by this because you're going to root onto one person and or like you know your favourite. And oftentimes, if they've got a specific sound or a specific image, that's what you're going to follow. And that Alter Bridge track really stayed in my head, like you know what I mean, particularly. So yeah, like I kind of I played a lot of video games, but these days, like my sort of passions outside of music are like gaming and Warhammer. You know, like that tends to be a bit of what I'm into. But yeah, like not so much wrestling these days. I admire like the MMA side, like these guys do. But I'll be lying if I said that I'm versed in it at all. I occasionally watch highlights and stuff, but I'm not like familiar with any of it really. It's a shame, but similar to Ryan's experience, I had a good friend of mine, Dan. He was a good best friend when I was about 14, and our weekly routine would be to go out and muck the horses at his mum's stable yard, and then we go back and like basically beat the crap out of each other on a trampoline in the garden. You know, like swanton bombing on each other. I mean, what responsible parent allowed their kid to flip like onto the neck of like, do you know what I mean? Like just completely. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like, oh god, it's a memory.
Is Ryan frozen?
I think I don't know that. Or
He's either
stuck in a perpetual
he's
motion.
really enjoying that pose,
He's really enjoying
he's
it.
froze.
He's comfy. He's comfy.
That should be the thumbnail. That should be the thumbnail.
Yeah, man. Oh, my phone
I might be
overheated.
tempted on that one.
His phone overheated.
Just what's in my head because I might have to. I might thing in and try and get back in. Said about latching onto someone with the music and that. When I got back into it, so CM Punk had Killswitch Engage as his entrance music, so that's sort of like kind of latched. Right, I'm just gonna try and I don't know, just try and. Oh no, he's gone.
Yeah, he's put his phone in the fridge.
Hopefully, get back in. There we go. Right. Okay, here we are again. Right.
Back.
We are back because there wasn't anything that happened at all there, honestly. Everyone's exactly how we were before. Ryan didn't crash out and curse everyone, and then...
No curses here. I am not a witch.
I've forgotten what we were talking about. I know we talked about wrestling there.
Oh, we're talking wrestling.
Oh yeah. We'd said about how the when you gravitate towards somebody, like partly influences your music and stuff. I said to the other guys when you sort of when Ryan popped off, like when I got back into wrestling, CM Punk was had Killswitch Engage.
Nice.
As what was it? This Fire Burns. As his entrance song. That's kind of got me back into it. So like, because The Rock had gone, Stone Cold had gone, and so I was like, I need a new guy. He has Killswitch. I'll do that. That'll do me.
Yeah, easy choice, mate. Killswitch are amazing.
If I was a wrestler, I'd probably have like Pantera 5 Minutes Alone or something.
Yeah.
In my music, you know what I mean? Something like
Nookie.
Nookie. It's all for the Nookie.
Yeah.
Yeah, yours would be Primus. You'd be coming out in some fucking funky pants.
Coming out to shake hands with Beef or something, yeah. That would be horrendous, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I don't know. But wrestling memory is always interesting, though, man. Like, it's such a particular time in my life, personally, where that was really massive, huge fucking thing. But yeah, it's making me more think about all those influences, those subconscious influences, and like video gaming as well. I used to play this game called Dynasty Warriors all the time. that has like the sickest riffs in it. Like, do you know what I mean? Like the most kind of Guthrie Govan mad riffs in it, just absolutely awesome. You know, like
Shout out Lou
Yeah.
Boo.
yeah.
For
Shout
sure.
out Lou Boo and Guan Yu. But yeah, cool.
I dug out my Nintendo 64 a couple of weeks ago, and the first cartridge I saw was WCW on there. So definitely need to give that a spin.
I remember WrestleMania 2000 came out, and I remember shopping in Woolworths with my mum to buy it for my dad. Got it in, plugged it in, and I remember like the graphics were like blockheads. Do you know what I mean? Like walking out, and all the people in the audience were just like
holding the sides. Yeah.
And I remember to this day going to my dad, like, look at the fucking graphics. Oh my God. Like,
mind blown.
Yeah. And you can create your own character. And I'll never forget, I thought I was so cool. I created a wrestler called Dead Spider. Like, that's not intimidating at all. The spider's dead. Like, and I was like, yeah, he was like the most OP character, but like
grappling 110.
He was like Rey Mysterio, but he was like 7 foot tall. And yeah, Dead Spider.
Yeah.
If I ever bother getting a new wrestling, I had a new wrestling game since the 2021, and that's first thing I'm going to look to see if there's a Dead Spider character that happens to be a 7 foot tall luchador, and we know that someone's cracked an Xbox over and sort of create a superstar.
Someone owes me some money.
There's some plagiarism. There's like robbery going on there.
But like, yeah, I mean, we know you're a big wrestling fan. I think like for metalheads in general, the two coincide, don't they? That the two worlds exist for sure. Whether it's getting chokeslammed by your older brother or hearing my first like riffs, like heavy songs, you know, albeit like you say, having the wrestler connected to a band or whatever, something we can all relate to, which is really cool.
Yeah,
I think a lot of one thing a lot of people like miss as well is like sometimes your journeys are very similar as well. You know, you start off, you want to be a band, you want to be a wrestler. You start off, you whether it's you find your instrument to learn or you find a local school to start training at and everything, and then you get to a certain level, and then right, okay, I now want to perform, or so and so thinks I'm ready to perform, and then you do your first indie show, you do your first gig or whatever, and then you build your reputation up that. Oh, now I want to go further afield. I'm going to go for these classes with this technical drummer, this incredible guitarist, this sort of like go to these seminars for that, or you go to these wrestling seminars, and then that now you want to go around the country doing either of those. You want to go do a tour of Europe, you want to go to the States, do a tour of the States, you know what I mean? It's like it's strange how, I mean, I don't have a musical bone in my body. Like I've mentioned earlier, like, I failed playing pop punk on the bass guitar. So, but like, the similarities are quite uncanny.
Yeah,
man.
I can imagine.
But the passion is certainly shared. But don't ever think that you can't play music either, man. I think a lot of people get that kind of mindset, don't they? Where they're like, well, I'm in my 20s, I'm in my 30s, so there's no point in trying now. It's like there's every point in trying now, because even if it's just an outlet, like, especially I'm always envious of guitarists because they can just kind of pick up their instrument. It'll be in a room maybe next to them, and they'll be like, oh, sweet, I'll just, kind of like low effort, kind of grab the instrument and just go for it. But it's not low effort. The dedicated guitarist is putting all that time and energy into it, getting it perfected over years and years and years of just enjoying it. So do it, like, do you know what I mean? Like, do it, man. Like, and like learn the most basic tracks you can, and then just enjoy playing them, and then from there, like, find another track you want to play. I don't know about you boys. That was definitely, like, I think when I was growing as a musician, that was the biggest thing, was just going on YouTube at the time, now Spotify. But just playing along, like,
Yeah,
You'll have
dude.
a hell of a time.
Yeah,
Yeah, do
I
it.
can remember like printing off. Yeah, I mean that's how I learned. I was just learning Rage Against the Machine songs for years religiously, and I remember printing off the tabs, keeping them in like a folder. You know, it's definitely a great way to learn. Just learning your favorite band songs if you can. You know.
I like that.
Yeah, do it, bro.
Speaking of wrestling, I think if Skinchanger was a wrestler, it would be. Do you remember when Mankind would like? He was like Cactus Jack, and then he was like Dude Love, and then go back to Mankind. That's kind of like us, really, isn't it? Because we just our songs switch up so much, and how we feel and how we play. So yeah,
100%, man.
Two worlds, yeah, collide.
We're that guy with who was the guy with the sock? Was that Mick Foley?
That was Mankind, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What a grotesque thing.
And everyone was shit scared of it as well. Like, oh my god, it's the fucking claw! And you get the sock out.
Yeah.
The best finisher in the game.
I know you guys said that you didn't really sort of like keep tabs on more recent than that, but like there's a wrestler called Santino Marella. He's like supposed to be an Italian wrestler and everything, and he had a very similar finisher where he'd get a sock out, but it was like a full arm sock puppet, and it was a snake, right? And he'd bring his arm out, he'd slap it, and he's like scream Cobra at the top of his voice and just twat someone in the face with it, and then that was it. That was finished over and done with, right? Like,
oh my god,
genuinely, like, okay, like what I say about my all-time favorites, I have like, Rock's like one of my, he's my guy. Triple H, he's up there. Stone Cold's up there. Yeah, sort of all Randy Orton, Edge, all these guys are up there. But I love the comedy characters as well. So like Santino, I mentioned earlier about Danhausen more recently. I loved him when he was at Ring of Honor. So like seeing him go to AEW and then now WWE, it's absolutely great. R-Truth is hilarious at the minute, as well. Because like, just like the other side of wrestling is the fact that it does cater for everybody. It's got you more hardcore things where you got whether it is like your old ECW style fights or the more like deathmatch type stuff, or just a fight looking match like what Brock Lesnar can do, or you've got someone who's going to come out, prat about for a bit, make the comedy bad guy look a big twat for 10 minutes, and everybody laughs, and then so we can just lower the what's the right word, change the tone slightly so that when there is the next serious match, it can then rise up again, sort of thing.
We were talking about Rikishi earlier, weren't we?
Well, yeah.
Did you ever see that clip? I used to love it when they do the behind the scenes stuff, like maybe like stuff behind the scenes, and they'd be like, Stone Cold like smashing up Vince's car, or when Shawn Michaels was like sweet chin musicking like all the staff. He was just walking around, just like.
I've said that.
Yeah, and you can even see in Triple H's face like how much he wants to laugh. He's just walking up to all the people with their papers and suits, just like high kicking them in the face. What's not to love about
that? It's so crazy, and the showmanship behind it's really cool as well. I think, there's like this bits memories. I can remember Jeff Hardy climbing some bloody great scaffolding type thing and swanton bombing like 50, 100 feet or whatever it was onto Randy Orton, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, as soon as you said that, I was like, that's Randy Orton. That's on table.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Like, it's weird, man, because I think kind of weirdly like music in a way. A lot of music's like not faked. Faked is the wrong word. There's a lot of backing. There's a lot of assistance these days. There's click tracks. There's things that make a show a show. And I think if you had to kind of compare it to things like wrestling, there's the showmanship of wrestling. There's the character building and the kind of bravadery, is that the word? Just that kind of that ego. But then there's the really bits where like they're jumping off 50 foot or whatever it is scaffolding. They are getting slapped in the back of the head with a chair or an object of some degree. Do you know what I mean? there's very obvious bits where they sacrifice themselves, and you see in those documentaries where people are like breaking bones to make the entertainment occur. And I think there's like a lot you can kind of connect in the two art forms in some way or another. I know a lot of people think, obviously, like for example, wrestling is just, it's like a lot of people say, oh, it's just a big act and it's this and it's that. Sure, maybe it's more actful than a lot of the MMA if you had to compare them side by side, but there's still very much like a real human element of sacrifice, showmanship, risk, and yeah, I think it's cool that, like, as a kid you're influenced by it. As an adult you can be influenced by it, but musically you can resonate and you can connect with people. I think it's sick. Like,
yeah, totally, man. Yeah, I see exactly what you mean by that. They're very, very, very similar, aren't they?
In a weird way, like, you know what I mean, like in a, yeah, that's an abstract viewpoint, but yeah, art forms, man.
So just out of curiosity, would any of you have given it a go, given a chance?
I
Wrestling?
did with Terry the Frog.
Oh yeah, Jay Rain's undefeated against Terry the Frog. Oh fuck, Ryan says his phone's cooked.
He's forever just smiling like a happy man over there.
Oh no,
I thought he was just happy.
Yeah,
so did I.
We could just.
I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll see if I can put him backstage, and then hopefully that won't mess the thing up if he was to disconnect. Right. Can you? Yeah. All right, okay. I can hear you guys. That's all right.
Bless you.
Yeah. Jamie, you mentioned earlier about like, sort of being into MMA and stuff, right? And then you sort of like said you can't fight for shit. That I'm like, did you give that a go then, or?
When I was a kid, I did like karate, a couple of self-defense things. My favorite films growing up was like Rocky films, Kickboxer, Jean-Claude, Van Damme films, and since I was young, I've just loved action and violence. But when it comes to actually carrying it out, I just never really had like a major desire to. Do you know what I mean? Like, I love watching it. I love reading about it. I had like Bruce Lee posters on my walls growing up. I was obsessed. But I was much more of a creative mind. I was never good at sports, never good at football, never good at basketball, but I could draw and I could paint, and I was very much more like,
a peaceful artist,
arty, so you just play to your strengths at the end of the day. I mean, as much as I wish I could do a 720 frog splash, or like a dragon twist, or a 619. Like I wouldn't be able to jump over a rope. I wouldn't even be able to get over the top ropes, mate. Like, but if they wanted some intro music to walk out to, I could make that.
Yeah. What about you, Richie, man? Did you ever do any of that kind of stuff? Did you like go semi-pro? I mean, I know a guy who lives around here who's semi-pro. Funny enough, a guy called, I think it's Ryan Plunkett, and he's doing well in the local like ish scenes. I think he's in a few in London. But yeah, like, what about yourself, man?
I did karate as a kid because, like every kid, I wanted to be a Power Ranger. Yeah. And then like I sort of binned it off a bit, and then fast forward, well, so like throughout my teens, I started discovering like things like UFC and stuff. But in sort of growing up, my dad's not a sports fan if it's anything other than football. My dad's a big football fan, so I grew up. Yeah, I'm a football fan myself. But like that was it. That was like the only sport in my house. So it's like if I found a sport, I had to go and find it myself. And then I got UFC Undisputed 2009. And I was like, wow, I really want to do that. And then I started boxing for a little bit. Stopped doing that. Went to play football. My best mate was playing like 7-side, and he was like, "Do you come play football?" I was like, "Yeah." So I started doing that, and then I nearly ended up in a fight with one of my. Ryan's back. At the stage.
Hello, sorry. This is the first time I've ever seen the temperature thing on my phone. But yeah, it's getting cooked. Sorry about that.
No, you're right. Yeah. So I nearly ended up a fight with one of the teammates, so I left. But I discovered there was an MMA gym like up the road, so I went there for. God, how long was I there for? I was 24 when I started there, so 6, 7 years. I had 3 fights. Like they're all boxing. I won no contest. Well, I say no contest because it was just a glorified spar as a charity fight. And then I had 2 proper fights and I lost them both.
You're
But yeah,
still a warrior, mate. You're still a
Thank you.
warrior.
More than we've done.
Yeah.
I mean, I love doing the Muay Thai there. I love doing the Jiu-Jitsu. I sucked like shit at the Jiu-Jitsu and the MMA part of it. I love the Muay Thai, but because I've had
Muay Thai's
both
sick,
my
yeah.
knees have been shot since I was like 12, so sparring was fine. But the idea of someone actually trying to kick my legs into pieces was like, yeah, it's probably not a good idea. So that's why I just boxed with that. But yeah, that's mine. Actually, I have done some pro wrestling training. I only had a handful of lessons. Yeah, what 3 or 4 lessons, and the reason I stopped that is I had a shoulder injury, so I stepped away from it for a little bit. But then when that sort of cleared up, I just dove back into the kickboxing and that. So that sort of never re-emerged.
Nice, man.
If I could turn back time, it would be that would be the one hobby that I wish I stuck at.
Yeah.
A bit of
Same.
a bit of self-defense. The last fight I was in was trying to get my cat into a carrier to go to the vet, and I couldn't even win that. So I'll stick to my painting and my guitar playing.
Oh, bless you, man. That's cool.
Right. What are you? You ever do any martial art or wrestling training or at all? Or?
No, nothing like that really. No. Yeah, apart from my experiences with my older brother, not really, unfortunately.
Probably scarred for life, mate.
Yeah.
Did you ever get speared? Did you ever do the
I've
spear?
had everything. I've been speared. I've been gored. I've been kebabbed. Everything, mate. Everything in between. No, not for me personally. Yeah, I my way of hurting myself was always with like a skateboard, and that's about it, really.
Yeah, man. Yeah, cool, man.
I mean, like Jamie had mentioned about skateboarding. James, you skateboard as well at all in your youth?
God, no, man. Like, I wish I did. Funny enough, we talk about when we were really young. And we all went to school together, but I was a few years younger than these guys. So they were like, what year would you boys have been? Like year 11 and year 10. I think, am I right in saying that? Like you guys were year staggered, and then I would have been joining at year 7. So I remember seeing these guys around school, and you find it fucking hilarious, man. There's like old school photos of me 16 years old with this full on like emo fringe that's like kind of covering, just my eye was poking through, and I had this fuck off long hair, and I got it from Mr. Baxter because I remember like growing up and looking at this dude with this like fucking lip piercing or whatever you had at the time, and like this black hair. You know, the classic jet black anime emo fringe, and I'm like, bruh, this guy's fucking sick. I like this stuff. So I'd see him up the skate park with all his mates, and I would be with my group of people, and I always looked up to him, and I was like, oh, and they play music, and and as soppy as it sounds, a lot of that was partly why I wanted to get into music. So I was like, well, these guys are really cool, and I want to be really cool, so I copied a lot from a musical love and an image perspective, definitely, and so I don't know, man, it's yeah, I'm not even sure how we got into that, actually, talking about that there, but like it was really interesting, skating and stuff. So I was influenced by that. The only experience I had of skating is my dad, God bless him, like said to me one day, he was like, right, get on top of that half pipe, here's a skateboard. And he said, stick your hand underneath the skateboard and go down the half pipe and sit on it, like sit on the board. What he didn't tell me was stick your hands between where the two wheels are, like so somewhere in the middle of the board, not on the very back of the board. So I stuck my fucking hands, as you can imagine, almost under my ass on the very back of the skateboard, and I jumped off this half pipe. And I fucking you not, man. I leant backwards and like completely grinded my hands down, like just imagine like red raw, nasty. And I never looked. And my dad, I think, bless him, has never forgiven himself for that, you know, because poor parenting, maybe, I don't know, but like at the same time, yeah, like no, I just no, unfortunately not. It's something that I've always admired from a distance. I'll put it that way, mate. Yeah, yeah, definitely.
It is. It's funny how we didn't cross paths more often, really, isn't it? Like we're all sort of hanging out more than 100 meters of each other, you know.
I think it makes sense for you guys to know each other at that age, but so me and Jay had this mutual friend, or actually Ryan knew really well as well, called Luke, and I got friendly with Luke, and I kind of met Jay a few times through Luke, and you know that was my introduction to these guys really. But the age gap was there, and when you're that young, you know what I mean, I'm like what 11, 12, you guys are hitting 15, 16. One, you don't want to be associated with a early, you're not even a teenager yet, do you know what I mean? And two, it's like, you know, I was a real try hard at that age, like trying really hard to fit in with other groups and other people, and particularly older guys, because I thought they just made more sense, you know what I mean? Like I was fed up with people my own age, still am today, to be honest with you. They're all fucking melts, aren't they? But like, you know what I mean? It's, you know, not everyone, but you know what I mean? It's like at the same time, you want to resonate with people that you can align with. And I think as we grew older, that age gap becomes smaller, and you kind of like find the common ground a lot more. I hope these boys will admit that I'm not like, you know, too immature.
Not at all,
but like, you know what I mean? I think
too immature.
But you know what I mean? It's like
Mate,
that whole thing.
We made a video of us pretending to be Skyrim characters. I mean, like,
true.
We did. Yeah.
Immature.
I love that video.
Actually, that was something I was going to bring up. Actually,
so. The Skyrim vid.
Yeah.
That's so good. That's so good.
We need to make more. We need to make more for sure. We could do a Fallout one. We were thinking about doing that.
We want to do a Fallout one. Yeah.
Yeah. We all love Skyrim, like our own child.
I've always wanted a GTA one.
GTA one would be great.
A GTA would be absolutely brilliant. But it's just it's like with the whole social media thing, you know. Really, I wish it was like the old days where you can get into a room, rock out, get a record deal, job done. But these days, like I say, we film all our own videos. Ryan does all the videography work for our videos, which is absolutely amazing. And we're obviously so essentially think of content, and it's such a saturated market for metal bands. And you do have to kind of think outside the box. So we went very much outside of the box with that one. And I think there's probably more to come. So watch this space.
Yeah, for sure.
You said that. I mean, like you got like Open Sky, Raised by Owls. I knew them like through their skits, like way before I even knew I didn't even know Open Sky did music. I thought it was just the two twins doing skits all the time and stuff. Raised by Owls. I didn't actually realize I'd seen videos of them until like who they were. I just scrolling, whatever, and see these videos and like, they're funny, and then like, oh, Raised by Owls, that's like a pun on Raised by Wolves and that sort of thing. Didn't put two and two together, and then I accidentally found a song of theirs once, and I was like, I better check some more of this, and then so, and just go back to Open Skies. Like, literally, my brother-in-law said, like, have you heard this? Any of their music? I was like, they make music. He was like, yeah, it's pretty good as well. I was like,
it's awesome.
So
for us, like with the content that we make, like for example, the Skyrim one was to promote the release of the song Temper. So we've always wanted to be known as a band, but I know what you mean. Yeah. So I think for us, if we could do hilarious content, it would be either to promote something that we're doing. But also saying that, we have been making a series of videos called Skin Law, which has nothing to do with music whatsoever, and it's just a collection of our insanity, behind the scenes moments. I'd like to be known for the music, but if a funny video catches on and then people discover us, just like Raised by Owls, because they've perfected them. I don't think anyone can do it better. So we're trying to find our own spin on it.
Yeah, Skyrim comes pretty naturally. So
yes,
yeah,
anything video game.
Yeah, we're all massive gamers, and like, I think we all like collectively escape into these, especially fantasy worlds and stuff. But a little fun fact for you here, Richie: Ryan is quite possibly the best sniping madman like I've ever seen. We play airsoft. Or I haven't been for a long time, but Ryan introduced me to airsoft, and fucking hell, like, do you know what I mean? It's just the skill of this guy, both in a game of Battlefield and COD, and then IRL. He's just absolutely nuts. Like, so it's just So we can relate, and all things video gamey, and you know what I mean, and that's great for us. Skyrim being a massive one, like we all play religiously, you know, and it's weird. Nostalgia as well, I think, is in it. Like, there's a nostalgia trip in Skyrim because it's been with us all now for since 2011, right?
Yeah, 15 years.
15 fucking years of this video game that I'll still go back to every now and again now. You know, crazy. But yeah, it's incredible, man. And like, it's also a subtle hint to who we are. Do you know what I mean? Like, we love video games. But we are musicians, so please hear the bloody music. Like, here it is, it's coming out on the summer solstice, you know, and so we might just try and hint those messages in subtly.
Yeah.
Just a quick redirect back to the airsoft thing. You say about Ryan being insane. So, is he solo entertainment sniper, or is he more like a Kicking Mustang style sniper?
So I don't know the first one off the top of my head, to be honest with you, but Kicking Mustang. I'd say if he for a tough competition, like he'd meet his match, man. I'm not even kidding. I've been one of my loveliest memories, actually. Like, this is really early skin days, I want to say. Ryan's like, "Hey, come airsoft with me," and I'm shitting myself. Right, it's the first time I've ever been, and I'm absolutely bricking it. We're up the road from near my dad's, and we're playing this game, and we hide in this bush, don't we, man? Like some sort of fern off the side of the trail. And we're literally hidden there. We're kind of like just popping shots at people, having a great time. All of a sudden, you hear like rustling about, and we're like, "Oh, fucking hell, what's going on here?" and I kid you not, we had this like split-second moment when we turned and looked, realised there's like 5 or 6 players on the enemy team coming in our exact direction, and we both just instinctively like fell backwards, and we fell backwards into this kind of ditch with now the plant covering us.
Oh yeah, I remember
just holding guns at this like pathway, and we watched these 5 guys like slowly just, and you can hear them like they're around here somewhere. I knew there was shots here. You know what I mean? And we're just hiding in this bush together, like, do you know what I mean, on our backs, shitting ourselves. And it's like this real adrenaline rush. But it was quite early days of like Skinchanger. I'd say within the first year, wasn't it, bro? And like, fuck, it was just funny, man. It's one of those like kind of real bonding moments, like, that you might not expect to have with anyone. Do you know what I mean? Like,
we had
the adrenaline.
a real
and to
laugh.
this day, we're still trying to get Jay to come with us. Like, we are we're peer pressuring him, positive peer pressure to get into a shot.
Well, I'm just saying, this is going on the internet, so if anybody wants to join in peer pressuring Jamie,
All right, here's the deal. If we get over 50 requests, I'll go to my first game.
Right, this is going straight onto
and bear in mind, my KD would be like 3's generous, like 2 to 17, probably. I'd be the type of guy that if I was on COD, I'd be kicked out of a lobby for being shit, like, genuinely.
So me personally, I've never been to airsoft. I've always wanted to go. That Silo Entertainment, that's like the first channel I found on YouTube. I can't remember if he's Dutch or Belgian. I can never remember which one. He flicks between going to both sides of that, either or. And I started watching him, and then I found Novrich, and then I found Kicking Mustang, then Cam Man, then Nico, and a few others that I don't really watch anymore. And that, but like, it's like I've always wanted a thing, and then I start. It's a typical thing. It's like one of those things that I was like, you know what, I'll go get into that. Someone gonna go. and then COVID happened, and then I've just
Yeah.
never been able to sort anything out since. Which we're now 6 years later.
Well, dude,
Right.
next time me and James go and Jamie comes along, you're definitely invited, mate.
Yeah, definitely invited.
It's really good fun.
It's a good day out, man. Like, it's a good day out. You'll sleep like a baby that night. You'll be exhausted. You'll be a little bit sore in places. Like,
I've been paintballing a couple of times, so like I've got.
It's very
minimal
similar
experience, but
yeah, it's very similar. It's just on a much like bigger scale. Sort of thing. So, and everyone's a nerd there, really. So it's great. Everyone's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, just say about Silo. I mean, his YouTube channel did start from Counter-Strike clips.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah,
the only reason I know that is because in one of the videos he had a custom-made sniper rifle.
Yeah.
And I think, if I remember correctly, the paint job on the side is the same paint job as the sniper rifle he had in
Counter-Strike.
In Counter-Strike.
Yeah. Cool.
I don't know if you've seen the video of someone with a AK-74U. It's all anime painted up, and every time you pull the trigger, it goes uwu.
I haven't seen it. No, that sounds funny.
Right? That's one of Silo's videos. It's hilarious because like he'll like flick it like full auto, and for every round fired, it uwus. So it just sounds like. You remember Jibber Jabbers?
Yeah.
Right? Give one of them a good old shake and it couldn't keep up with itself. It sounded like that. I tell you what, when we finish, I'm going to find that video. I'm going to send a link into the thingy, and then you can see it for yourself.
I remember I went to an airsoft game once, and you can bring like rubber knives and stuff as like melee weapons. And some dude rocked up with a rubber chicken, and he was going rubber chicken only. And honestly, he was getting everyone. It was so funny. You just hear it behind you, and then before you know it, you're walking back to spawn. He's got you. It's so funny. It got a bit annoying after about 4 or 5 hours, but yeah, good time. Everyone's a good laugh. Everyone's really friendly, from my experience, anyway.
Yeah, man, worth it, bro. Worth it.
So, but before that slight little tangent, I was going to ask your little Skyrim skit. Whose idea was it? Who come up with the script? And from what Jamie was saying with your videos, I'm assuming Ryan was doing the videography.
Yeah. We just filmed it on a phone, and we all kind of just had fun, like improvising it. Jamie's really good at just all the knowledge of the NPCs anyway, so he wrote most of the dialogue, I think. And we just had a laugh a bit, to be honest. It just happened so naturally.
The true hero of that video was James glitching.
Yeah.
And he managed to get the perfect glitch. And it took a few takes to get the dialogue right, but the amount of times that you were like getting the movements and everything was so fucking good. And Ryan, when he first sent over the video over the loading screen alone, I was like, this is special. This is special.
It was so funny to make it. Like watching back at it, like I don't know if you boys remember whose idea it was. I think we said like we were talking content, and it was like, where can we go down? And maybe the idea of like let's do something video gaming was kind of said by one of us, and then we all went, oh, Skyrim. But no, I appreciate that shout out, Jake, because that was like it was really funny. It was fun to film it, and we had to do like several takes to make sure it was all exactly how we wanted it to be. But timing on that, the one that we actually got, was seemingly quite good, and like it felt funny to us, and I think I'm hoping we've got like a decent grasp on what people find kind of entertaining at the end of the day. But yeah, it was fun, man. I genuinely can't remember who came up with it. I have no idea. Like,
it's just. I hope people actually went and listened to Temper afterwards.
Yeah.
But I think obviously with this album release, maybe we could think of a funny way to let people know it's out.
Yeah.
I've always really wanted like a classic Oblivion style one where like there's just crazy glitches going on in the background, and logistically that would be so hard to pull off. Like a frying pan that's just like
wobbling about. Stop right there, criminal scum.
We'll tell you what, we'll go back to the drawing board, Richie, and hopefully in the next not so distant future we can give you the second installment.
I look forward to that. When you said about finding a funny way to think, my brain went to I could see the game. I just can't for the life of me think of what it was. And like I know it's on the Xbox Game Pass, but I'm not loading the Xbox up just for that. Was it Dead Man Fall or whatever it's called? We get like the sort of like little like rubber characters running around and flopping around like this and stuff like that.
Fall Guys. Fall Guys?
No, not quite Fall Guys, because Fall Guys is more like a little cartoony Takeshi's Castle sort of thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've had speaking of games.
Although that would be funny.
We've had one of our characters glitched out.
Again, bless him. So Ryan has just glitched out again. There he goes.
All right, there we go. We didn't have another technical glitch, honestly. All right. So
just a little commercial break.
Yeah. The sponsor of nothing. Someone please sponsor me. After all that though, I think this is a good time to start to wrap things up. Gentlemen, like, thank you so much for coming on and chatting to me this evening. I really appreciate you taking the time for this.
No, we appreciate you, mate. Pleasure. It's good to chat.
Yeah,
it's good to know you want to know a bit. It's cool.
Yeah.
So obviously you've got things like your album release coming out on the 17th next month. And I've completely stumbled down one. So for future news and upcoming music and stuff, where can people find you?
Search us up, Skinchanger Band, on pretty much all socials. And hit up our link tree as well. Or you can just Google Skinchanger Band and you'll find our link tree of everything there.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Instagram, Facebook, that's where we're mainly at. I think the boys will agree with me. We need more of a YouTube presence, I think, and those kind of things. But TikTok, Insta, Facebook at the moment, all the major social platforms we're there. Spotify, of course. We'd love you to listen to the music and let us know what you think. But yeah, man, that's where you're going to get us. And we welcome all this. We welcome chats. If people want to have a chat and they want to message the band directly and talk to us, we'd love that. It's all about connecting and networking, man. So yeah, let's make more of that happen. That'd be fucking awesome.
Again, I truly do appreciate you taking the time. Just before we go, I've got one last question for you, which is very, very important and everyone needs to know the answer for. What's your favourite dinosaurs?
Oh my god.
Brachio, mate. Is it the long neck beast? The long neck bastard.
Yeah.
Did you watch Land Before Time when you were kids?
Yeah.
Mate, Littlefoot. Was that his name?
Fuck
Littlefoot.
Yeah.
Bro.
Mate, maybe
those vegetarians, mate. All those veggie dinies.
Mate. Pterodactyl for me all day long, man. If it flies, dude, I'm all on that
this
shit.
is a door. We've had this before, and pterodactyls are
controversial subject, that, isn't it?
Oh, why is that a touchy subject?
Because pterodactyls aren't dinosaurs. In fact, pterodactyls aren't a thing anyway.
What? Fucking mind is blown. What do you mean they're not dinosaurs?
Okay, right. So what you perceive as a pterodactyl is actually a pteranodon, and what it actually is that it's the family is Pterodactylus, and they're pterosaurs, not dinosaurs.
Oh.
Some serious
On that case,
dinosaur
fucking
knowledge.
just
I love that.
discard my entire opinion on dinosaurs, dude, because I've been wrong for a long time. For 29 years,
But at
this
least
man
now
has
you can
been
say.
fucking
At least now
incorrect.
you can say your favorite is a what was it, a pteranodon?
Pteranodon, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll take it. Pteranodon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that bastard. Winged creature of the day and night. That thing is certainly my favourite. Yeah.
What about you, Ron?
Oh my god, it's such a hard question. It's a bit plain Jane, but I think I'd say a Spinosaurus.
Oh,
They're pretty metal, aren't they?
they're pretty metal. I feel like if Dave Mustaine was a dinosaur, he'd be a Spinosaurus.
Either that or an ankylosaur or something like that. Something with a big meaty tail.
I think he'd be
Yeah,
like one
man.
of them like weird ancient squid, like
Yeah.
sea creatures.
Cthulhu.
Yeah, the megalodon. Fucking, whatever. That's not. Is that dinosaur? What was the other one? That's in
I think
like.
Megalodon as well, yeah.
There's megalodon, but there's a massive, great thing in the sea that would eat megalodon.
Oh,
That's a megalodon.
Four-limb bastard that can looks like a giant oar with teeth. Like, don't
I
know.
don't know.
I know they recently found they discovered like an ancient squid octopus kind of thing. I don't remember the full name. I remember it ended in toothless, but that's only because I knew what another ancient, well, prehistoric squid thing called toothless, and it's something related to that, distantly related to that. But
Mate,
so,
what's yours, dude? Out of curiosity, what's yours?
I'm old school T-Rex. Like it's
Yeah.
T-Rex.
like there's like I like Ryan said, like it sounds generic, but like it's it's called King of the Dinosaurs for for no for a reason.
Yeah.
I will hold my hand. I used to hate Spinosaurus purely because of Jurassic Park 3,
Yeah.
right? But like I've grown to love it over the last few years, right? It still wouldn't beat a T-Rex,
Probably
right?
not.
Like respectfully, like okay, like I mean, like
Respectfully.
right. I've all right, okay. I love bull terrier dogs, right?
Yeah.
They might be like, I've got a Staffy asleep somewhere around here. He's down there, right? But like, he might be physically smaller than a greyhound, but his blade force is like 10 times more. You know what I mean? It's like when something's jaw is muscular, right? It's not going to lose to something that's not. You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah.
I'm not going to say if you had 100 battles, the T-Rex is going to win all 100 of them. I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever seen a TV show called The Deadliest Warrior.
Don't think so.
Yeah, times, yeah, man, yeah.
Right, it's from like a 2010 sort of era. They would take two ancient warriors that never fought each other, get experts, and assess all the weapons, fighting styles, all that. Other. Take all the information they could get, stick it into a supercomputer, and they would simulate a fight between them 1,000 times. And then the way you would find out who won is they would have two actors like fight the battle out, and the way you found out it won is whoever won that thing, whoever won that fight, and then it would. Then right after the fight had ended, it would then show the percentage, the win percentage between the two of them. So, for instance, like the first episode was a samurai versus a Viking, and it was like 51 to 49% in the samurai's favor. It was. And then I mean there'd be other things where it'd be like I think it was a Spartan versus a ninja or something like that, and it was extremely one-sided on the Spartan front. But like the thing was, this was a one-to-one battle. It wasn't taking into account that a ninja just wouldn't fight somebody in an open fight. He'd wait till they're asleep and just nip in, cut the throat, fuck off, sort of thing. I mean, it was
circumstantial battles, right?
Yeah.
If you ever get a chance to watch it, I highly recommend it. It's extremely Americanized because it is. Yeah, I think it was on Spike, but like, but as a history nerd, I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah,
so
I'll check that out.
So anyway, right again, gents, thank you so much for coming on and chatting with me this evening. I mega appreciate you taking the time out of your evening.
Yeah,
I'm seriously looking forward to this new album of yours that's coming out, which yeah, I know you've said you've released most of them, but like I like listening to it anyway. So, but this instrumental is going to be interesting.
Yeah,
there's the piece de la resistance, the last song on the album.
yeah,
True Skinchanger fashion, a 7+ minute epic.
it's a big one.
It's probably so hard to say what my favorite song is of ours, but I think that might take the cake. So we hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and
And
it's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, much love to anyone who's like actually tuned in and listened and sort of engaging with us, especially to the guys that have been there from the get-go. Like we've been fortunate enough to be or to have some really like loyal people, both friends and people who are new to us. Shout out to Ivan and his mate in Cambridge, the 2 Ukrainian refugee lads who come to every Cambridge show we do. They are fucking sick. And you know what I mean? Like there's people out there, man, you appreciate massively, like yourself as well, Richie, like bigging us up and keeping us on the wagon, keeping us enthusiastic. So thank you, mate. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks,
I
Richie.
appreciate that. But right, so thank you everybody for watching this. I appreciate your time as well, actually. Yeah. Thanks everybody for watching this. I've been Richie. These guys have been Skinchanger. Thanks again for watching.
Cheers, guys.